Well, hello again, Argonaut fans. Time for our Argonaut Weekly for the week of February 21st, 2011. A very busy week and a very successful week in UWF athletics. Matt, let's start with the Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Friday night over at Scenic Hills Country Club. Very touching ceremony, very important ceremony for the future of UWF. Four former student athletes and one former staff member inducted into the Hall of Fame. From women's tennis, Renee Resch-Broxson. From baseball, Brian Lee. From men's golf, Orion Larson. And from men's soccer, Pat Cannon. And also former longtime faculty athletics representative, Dr. Milton Usry. 5 Hall of Famers this year, and all 5 extremely deserving recipients and great representatives of UWF.
That's always a highlight of the year, is going out to Scenic Hills for the Hall of Fame golf tournament that morning, and then the induction.
Our team tore the grass off the course.
That's right. And then the induction ceremony that night at the club, and it was, that's always a highlight of the year that we look forward to. Kind of reminds us why we work in athletics.
Sure.
It's a great night to be involved in the department, to kind of reflect back on the successes that student athletes and those connected with the department have had, and also helps motivate us to look for more success here in the future.
Matt and I, by the way, carried our team to a last place finish on the links, but one team that had a much better week on the golf course was the men's golf team. Rallied from 9 strokes down, won the Matlock Invitational.
That's right. That was a huge tournament for the men's golf team, facing multiple ranked teams down there, hosted by Florida Southern. The Argonauts were back by 9 strokes, as you said, came back, and all 5 players were par or better in the final round. Blake Olson finished 6 under par. He was tied for 2nd overall. And so a great way to start the season for the UWF men's golf team.
Both tennis teams got off to a difficult start to the week, ran into some tough competition. Both teams lost to Auburn Montgomery. Both teams lost to Lynn, but then rallied for a big victory Saturday against Rollins.
That's right. Head coach Derek Racine always puts together some tough schedules for the teams, and they have plenty of tests early here in the season in February, and that was the case again this week, playing some top-ranked competition. Of course, Auburn Montgomery from the NAIA, and then top D2 ranked teams as well. But those wins against Rollins, wins against top 10 teams in the country, and those will be hopefully what spur them on to better results here in the future.
Tough week for men's basketball. Wednesday night, maybe their most difficult loss of the season, hit what they thought was a game-tying 3-pointer at the buzzer to end the second half, but it was ruled that Mike Lewis's foot was on the line, so they lost by 1 point to West Alabama, then came out and lost Saturday to Lambeth, got swept in both season series.
That's right. That was a tough week for the men, but there were plenty of positives on the week. The big 3, Marquise Mathis, Jamar Moore, Mike Lewis, all averaged in double digits for the week, and they are looking to close out their seasons with another solid week here coming up this week, facing Valdosta State on Senior Day, Thursday night, and then on the road at West Georgia to close out the year.
So a very busy week on the Argonaut Weekly. We've got an interview coming up with assistant softball coach Cindy Corey. Softball off to a good 4-0 start. We'll also talk to head women's basketball coach Shannon Bergen. They won both of their games this week over West Alabama and Lambeth, and also a spectacular week for baseball. Mike Jeffcoat stops by to talk about the sweep of number 20 Delta State. We've also got highlights from both basketball games on Wednesday night, both basketball games on Saturday afternoon, and then the Sunday baseball victory over Delta State. All that and more coming right up here at the Argonaut Weekly on GoArgos.com.